Hello Libra and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a reading for mid-December 2022, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future. As you can see in these readings, I go ahead and pull the oracle cards and clarify those so we can jump in. I do want to mention that there is an extended reading at the end of this reading. That might seem a little silly because I think I only have like 2 or 3 subscribers right now. The reason for that being I used to have a tarot channel in the past, so I am essentially just picking up where I left off because I did get rid of that channel, so we're starting from the ground up. All right, I have a deck we'll dive into and then a clarifying deck as well. Let's go ahead and jump in. In your recent past, well, before we jump in, actually, I want to go ahead and say that this reading is about some sort of limiting belief stemming from your past. Because you have don't let your past hold you back with the Ace of Cups. So there's some sort of opportunity here, emotional opportunity that is almost like I'm hearing like emotional freedom or like peace in a way. In your current energy, you have, I was checking to see if that was on because sometimes I forget to turn it on and then I have to redo readings. In your current energy, you have expect powerful change with the 9 of Wands in reverse. You're in the last stretch of a cycle that has been going on for a really long time. Could potentially be a lifetime, like one of those cycles that lasts for a lifetime. Because in your immediate future, you have a personal issue reaches resolution with the 8 of Swords in reverse. This 8 of Swords in reverse is actually my favorite card in tarot, because it's releasing yourself from the way that you hold yourself up in your mind, the limiting beliefs that you have in your mind. And so that's why I really like this card, is it's a card about getting out of your own way. So there's something here that's coming to some sort of resolution that I feel like you've been working toward, or that you've been wanting to come to a resolution for a while. But let's start by looking at your recent past. Because in your recent past, I feel like maybe something from your past started popping up a lot. Let's just see. Recent past for Libra. The World card in reverse with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So this has something to do with your lack of stability, or almost like your lack of being able to provide stability for yourself. Maybe you're tired of relying on other people, or maybe there's a job that you're wanting to leave to start your own business. It doesn't have to be those things. Maybe there's a relationship you want to leave, but that person's been your source of stability for a while. It doesn't just have to be materially. It can be emotionally as well. But it's like this cycle has been wanting to complete for a while, and it definitely has to do with your stability. But then you have the Emperor in reverse here, underneath this Queen of Pentacles. And the way that I read that is like control. You've been trying to hold on to certain ways of doing things or certain ways of thinking because it's how you've always done things. It's been, how you've learned from your past to be, essentially. And I feel like that's why you have don't let your past hold you back, is your past is holding you back from some sort of emotional, I feel like emotional freedom. That's the best way I can describe this. All right, recent past for Libra. Judgment in reverse with the 10 of Wands. So the way that I read the Judgment card in this reading is being able to see the truth of a situation. It's almost like you've been viewing some sort of situation through the lens of your past, through some sort of burden. And it's interesting because this 10 of Wands here covers up this 4 of Wands. And so this 4 of Wands to me is stability. But there's some sort of burden you've been carrying around, maybe some sort of loss you've had in your past that you then bring into new situations, and you say, I expect this loss to repeat itself. It's like there's this cycle that it keeps repeating because your expectation is that it keeps repeating. Remember, per the law of attraction, we create what we expect, what we believe, what we give energy toward. And so I feel like there's a level of you really expecting something to go wrong, or to end, or to fail, that you'll fail at something because you've experienced something similar in the past. But before you can have things that are meant for you for the long term, The universe won't give it to you until you can walk into that situation with faith that it's going to work out. If we bring our fears into situations that are, in alignment with our past, we often sabotage them. So that's why, there's that one of my, I think it was a tweet, I don't even remember, but it was like, there's one thing I know, it's that this universe will give me whatever it is that I ask and pray for, but it will shape me into someone that can sustain it first. And I think that that's really what this reading has been about, is you becoming someone that can sustain whatever it is that you're wanting. The Fool. There's a new beginning, but with the Page of Swords in reverse, it's almost like, because the Page of Swords in reverse is like it's like curiosity, it's excitement for life, it's the positive side of thinking. And I feel like almost like the inner child positive side, like a childlike way of looking at the world. You view it in a way where things are exciting and the possibilities are endless. And I feel like you've really lost a lot of that. And so right now, because there's the Ace of Cups, yeah, right underneath that, there's that Ace of Cups, and then right underneath that is the Nine of Pentacles. So this has to do with some sort of wish fulfillment. But I also feel like it's wish fulfillment that is in alignment with you, in alignment with your path, with your long-term goals. So much so that the universe has kept you from it for a while, because it needed you to get in a mindset where you looked at it with excitement and not like, you looked at it as an addition to your life, not you looked at it as a necessity in your life. So there isn't this feeling where you need this to happen because then you'll be happy. You're already happy. You're content with where your life is. You have faith that things are working out for you. And then anything good that happens is kind of a cherry on top. All right, let's switch gears here. I will say, in that recent past, the energy that I'm picking up on is like foggy. It was like hard for me to articulate some of that energy. I feel like I was stumbling around a lot. So I don't know if that's something you were dealing with in your recent past too, like not feeling like you've been able to speak your truth. All right, current energy for Libra. So expect powerful change with the Nine of Wands in reverse. Let's see what we got here. Oh my, okay. Okay, I like this. You have Three of Wands, Ace of Swords, Seven of Cups in reverse with the Nine of Cups on the bottom. So again, this has to do with some sort of wish fulfillment. We've seen the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups now. So the way that I read that is like, it's both a material wish fulfillment and an emotional wish fulfillment. So it's both something that you want to have and feel. You are in a waiting period right now. It's like, I feel like you kind of feel like you're in limbo. But the reason for this is you're in an energy of kind of a big breakthrough here with the Ace of Swords, like mental clarity, because you have the Seven of Cups in reverse. So that's like, it can be making a decision, sure, or seeing something for what it is, finally seeing through the haze of uncertainty or, feelings of being overwhelmed. And so if you're in an energy right now of being in a waiting period and feeling like you're in limbo, don't think that that means that things aren't working out for you. Because with the expect powerful change in the Nine of Wands here, you're in the last stage of some sort of cycle. This World card here, some sort of cycle that really wants to complete for you, but it's almost like there's some work that you have to do, but almost on a subconscious level. Like, you don't need to actively be trying to do anything right now. You just need to be handling the situation that you're in with faith and optimism in the best way possible. I sometimes get people who will say, well, is it, always being positive? Can't that be toxic positivity? Absolutely it can. But I'm not saying there's this need to be happy no matter what, everything's great, blah, blah, blah. What I'm saying is, no matter how hard things feel right now, or how it feels as if things aren't working out for you, it's holding on to the faith that things will get better. One of my favorite images is it's just up and down, and it's like, this will end, this will end, this will end, this will end, this will end. And it's almost like, it keeps going, and it's basically saying every high comes with a low, every low comes with a high. And that's kind of it's a bittersweet concept to start to internalize, because it's like every time you're on top of the world, just know that there will be something that comes to kind of level that out. Now, every time you're going through something that doesn't feel good, that is, feels like some sort of a low, that is going to be replaced with an equal high. And so there's this feeling here of really like learning that everything isn't so life and death. I don't know. It's like removing the intensity of certain things panning out for you so that you can kind of just enjoy where you're at now. I hope this is making sense. I feel so jumbled in this reading for some reason. Current energy for Libra. There's a Magician. Okay, that makes plenty of sense. We had the Queen of Pentacles in reverse back here. Okay, this is what I like. This is making kind of a little bit more sense for me now. Because you have the Magician with the Queen of Pentacles up right now. So you're in an energy of manifesting your stability. And the reason that you're manifesting it right now is because you are focused. It's like you're letting go of what you can't change. And you're focused on what is good in your life. I feel like you've had a tendency to focus on what you don't have, or what's not going right, or what doesn't, isn't quite yet perfect, if you will. And, through your life lessons, you've learned to a certain extent that life is never going to be perfect. There's never going to be a day where you wake up and everything is perfect for you from that point forward. That's just not how life works. It's kind of that idea of like, it doesn't get easier, you get stronger. The more that you learn to control yourself mentally and emotionally, the more you realize that situations around you can't affect you unless you allow them. And so being able to stand tall in that truth and know that your perception of your reality is going to be whatever you want it to be. And that sounds crazy, right? Like, well, what if everything is awful right now? Well, then everything's awful right then. And that's awful for you, but that doesn't mean that they're always going to be awful, right? It actually typically means the opposite. If you're at what you feel like is a low, the only thing that you could, or the only way, my goodness, the only way you can go from there is up. I am struggling with words in this reading today. So you could have throat chakra problems right now. Usually I don't feel this jumbled. Could also just be because I'm tired. King of Pentacles. I like that. Because it's like, with the Queen of Pentacles showing up in the same reading, kind of, in a sense, essentially relaying the same message. It's almost like this has to do with you providing for yourself. And I think that's kind of what everything here is really saying. And sure, someone could read this reading as, oh, the love of your life is going to come in and provide for you, and you're going to be taken care of forever. Nah, I don't believe in those types of readings. What I really think is that whatever we're able to provide for ourselves is then reflected externally. If we are able to provide ourselves with love and material abundance because we created up here, then that's what's going to be what's reflected in our outer world. And the way that we do that is by learning what we want, because we're thinking about our desires and not the desires of the people around us or our society. It's learning that we both deserve and are capable of manifesting and maintaining what it is that we desire. And so to me, this reading is about learning to be your best partner first. But I almost feel that that's both on a material and emotional level. And that's why I think this reading is really cool. Because you have the Star card in reverse. There's been a lot of hopelessness around this. It's almost like you've been looking for the world around you to provide you with certain feelings, stability or sense of being lovable or whatever the case is. And it's almost like you're in this energy of learning that nothing can provide you with that energy. You have to give it to yourself first. And then once you're able to give that to yourself first, you start to see situations and circumstances that arise that align with what you're providing for yourself. You are the universe in motion. Everything around us is the universe in motion. Other people are merely a reflection of you. So if you are not giving yourself the love you deserve, if you are not capable of believing that you deserve material abundance, healing your relationship with money is a really important aspect in this. If you you are not able to do those things for you first, you will not be able to manifest and sustain those types of situations in your outer world. And so this is a really big reading of learning to provide for yourself first. I love it, Libra. This is really cool. And that's why you have this Eight of Swords in reverse. It's like you releasing yourself from the idea that you need anyone or anything to be happy. And that's not like, I don't need anyone, so everyone should stay away from me kind of energy. That's not what I'm saying. It's you knowing that you've already taken care of yourself. So anyone that comes in to help you with that, or anything that comes in to help you with that, is it's just a blessing. It's just, cherry on top of, it's just the cherry on top of the cake. What is the saying? Anyway, the future for Libra. We have fun in these readings. Well, I guess I technically have fun with myself, but hopefully you laugh too sometimes. I like that. Two of Pentacles with the Queen of Cups here. Your material world starts to come into balance when you find your emotional balance, when you find your ability to stay emotionally balanced through trials and tribulations and triggers. That's when you start to see your material world come into balance. Now, I'm going to try my best to explain this without taking forever. But, going back to the law of attraction, we manifest, we create what we give energy to. And the most powerful energy we have is our emotion. So if we give emotional energy constantly toward being frustrated or being lonely or feeling lost or scared or so on and so forth, we are actually creating more of those situations around us. Now, that does not mean that you cannot feel these emotions and let them move through you. There's a difference between letting your emotions consume you and believing that they're telling you a truth, and taking the emotion as a wave, letting it wash over you, feeling it, crying if you need to, getting frustrated, getting upset, and then knowing in those moments that this is just a wave of emotion. This doesn't mean that you have anything to be scared about or that you are alone or lonely. It just means that these feelings are created by what you believe is a lack of a material thing in your life. But you don't need that material thing to make you feel safe. You need to feel safe within yourself first. Now, then you can get into the whole, concept of, well, you need a safe environment to heal. Absolutely, you do. So, it's kind of a complicated, I guess, concept, but it's not a complicated concept. It's complicated to actually try to act on it in your life, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I just feel like I have some Libras out there that are like, girl, I can't make things better for myself. Like, my life sucks right now. And not that you're in like a victim mentality or anything like that, but just that you've experienced a lot of really unfortunate circumstances for most of your life. And maybe you've relied on other people via jobs or for validation or to make you feel lovable, and you continue to lose these things, and then you wonder why you're always left feeling so empty. And the reason is that you put so much power in the hands of external circumstances to make you feel a certain way, and then when that thing is gone, you don't feel good about yourself anymore. And so that's why right now is a time for you to really work on being your own best partner. And I feel like that's exactly what you're doing. I mean, based on this. The Page of Cups. This is up right. There it is. There's the opportunity. She's holding it in your hand. She's holding that cup. This Ace of Cups that we've seen a couple of times. She's holding it. And that's kind of what I see here. Is it's like you start to realize in your future, and this is maybe where your limiting beliefs start to kind of release itself. You start to realize that you really are the master of your own destiny. but you don't do it by controlling your material circumstances. You do it by letting go and truly learning to have faith in the universe. If you're the universe in motion, then that's learning to have faith in yourself too, learning to trust your own decisions. I actually believe, I remember last week's reading for Libra was stop second guessing yourself. And I feel like it has a lot to do with you trusting yourself to take care of you, you trusting the universe to take care of you, trusting that things will line up, that divine timing is a very real, very important thing, and that it's going to work out for you in the end. That faith is key. That faith is key. All right, one more for immediate future for Libra. There's the Hangman with Six of Wands. Hangman in reverse. Okay, so, oh no, that's upright. I know that sometimes readers take them as they come out, but I don't. I take it how it feels, and this one feels better right side up. Because you have the Six of Wands, I see hope in your future, and it comes through this surrender here, through this letting go, and trusting that if you're asking the universe, and when I talk about manifestation, make sure that you're not manifesting something specific. Make sure you're not saying, I want this particular job, or I want this particular person. Make sure you're manifesting how you want those things to make you feel. I want to feel successful. I want to feel appreciated. I want to feel emotionally stable or loved, or whatever it is that you're looking for these things to make you feel. Make sure that that's what you're focusing on, because once you can ask the universe for those feelings, you can just let go and let the circumstances fall into place, because most of the time, pretty much all the time, they are not going to play out the way that you think they will. They'll play out exactly like they need to, and in a way that will that you'll be able to look back on and say, wow, that was perfect. But you're not able to see the path right now because you haven't experienced it yet. So let go of your past. Don't allow your past to dictate your future, and make sure that you really are learning to let go and trust in the universe and yourself. We're going to jump on over to the extended. I'm going to go dive deeper into this energy and get just a lot more information on it. Then we have an advice card I'll pull at the end. That information's in the description box below, as well as any information on a personal reading if that's something that you're interested in. Otherwise, thank you so much, Libra, and I hope to see you next week.